Lua provides several built-in functions to work with tables. Here, we will cover table pack and table unpack functions. The table pack function is used to take a variable number of arguments and pack them into a table. This is useful when you need to handle multiple values as a single table object. Table pack accepts any number of arguments. It creates a new table where each argument is stored in sequence. It also adds a special field n to the table, which stores the total number of arguments. The n field is essential because it provides a way to know exactly how many arguments were packed into the table. This is especially useful when some of the arguments might be nil, as simply checking the length of the table. Using the length operator might not give the correct count. Print t.n is specific to tables created by table pack function and provides a reliable way to get the count of packed arguments. Tables created with table pack behave like any other table when accessed and manipulated using bracket notation. This allows you to work with them seamlessly using familiar syntax and operations. Whether you are reading values, assigning new ones, or performing other table operations, you can use bracket notation with tables created by table pack just like you would with any other Lua table. In Lua, if you create a table with nil values, the standard length operator will stop counting at the first nil. This can be problematic when you need to include nil values in your list. Table pack overcomes this by storing the number of elements explicitly. When a function returns multiple values, table pack can be used to store these values along with the count, ensuring all values are preserved, even if they include nil. In summary, table pack is particularly useful for preserving the structure and length of tables that include nil values, ensuring that all elements can be accessed and counted correctly. The table unpack function is used to return the elements of a table as multiple return values. This can be particularly useful when you want to pass the elements of a table as individual arguments to a function or when you need to assign multiple values at once. The function returns the elements of the table from the specified starting index, I, to the ending index, j. If I and j are not specified, it defaults to unpacking all elements from the first to the last. In this example, a table, T, is created with the elements 1, 2, 3, and true. Table unpack, T, returns the elements of the table as multiple values. These values are assigned to the variables a, b, c, and d. The output of print will be 1, 2, 3, and true. I and j parameters allow you to specify the range of elements to unpack. If you do not specify I and j, table unpack defaults to I assigned to 1 and j assigned to the length of the table. Understanding how to use the I and j parameters allows you to selectively unpack elements from a table, providing greater flexibility in managing table data. When you use table unpack on a table that contains nil values, it will include those nil values in the unpacked results. However, the presence of nil can affect the interpretation of the number of results, especially if you are using the unpacked values in a context that expects a specific number of results. You can specify the range of elements to unpack, and table unpack will still include nil values within that range. It is important to note that when nil values are present, they can affect the length of the result if you try to determine it by counting the non-nil values or using the length operator on the table directly. However, table unpack itself will correctly handle nil values and include them in the unpacked results. Using table unpack with tables that contain nil values requires understanding that nil values will be part of the unpacked results, which can be crucial for functions and contexts that expect specific numbers of arguments or results.